Have you ever seen the board, all three members of the board, in fact, so active in questioning a witness as they were with Cummings?
Yes, I think you're correct. I think Scott Cummings was a very, very credible witness. Every member of the board had questions for him. There was lively interest, lively questions from the board. And frankly, I think the board got it today. I think they really understood the main thrust of Scott Cummings' testimony. And I think there were several reasons for that. One is the Nature Conservancy almost never takes positions on controversial matters and almost never in litigation. The reason they did it in this case is because the issue is so important. But the other big thing is all of the studies that Scott Cummings cited in his testimony, and they were all attached to his testimony, they all predated this litigation. Almost every other witness, for all the sides, for CLF, for the town of Burrillville, for Invenergy, most of the witnesses were hired in order to testify in this case, and they put together their testimony, they put together their opinions, their ideas, because there was a lawsuit here. The stuff that Scott Cummings relied on were Nature Conservancy studies that predated the Invenergy proposal, predated this litigation, not by years, but by decades. Right. The Nature Conservancy has identified this piece of land as being uniquely sensitive back to the 1970s and 80s and 90s. This is not something that was done post hoc because there's a lawsuit going. Scott's testimony was so believable, and I think the board got it. I think you're exactly right. The board did get it. They did understand it because the Nature Conservancy is well regarded, it's well trusted, and the studies that he relied on predated the lawsuit by decades.
Interesting. Cool. Anything else I should have paid attention to that I missed? Or?
No. Okay. I think, I realize that I am biased.
Right.
But I do believe that the case is going in very, very well. I think the board gets that the power plant is not needed. Right. I think everybody in the room, not just the board members, but everybody in the room knew the results of the ISO's forward capacity auction this week.
The story that just stood there like an elephant, no one paid attention.
Invenergy was kicked out of the auction. Invenergy didn't participate. The clearing price crashed, showing that there's far, far more electricity on the system than there is need or demand. The ISO procured a surplus of capacity this week in the auction, which is more than the entire megawatts of Invenergy's project, and that was without Invenergy in the auction. So the idea that the power plant is not needed is getting through. The idea that this is a uniquely terrible place to locate a power plant is getting through. And the case is going in very well.
Hi.